Hello again, this is Scott Corbridge, broker of Sarasota Management and Leasing. Again, we've been doing property management in the Sarasota and Manatee County markets for over 20 years. I want to share some things that we've learned with you about tenant screening and background checks. This is very important. It's something you don't want to skip. The problem that a lot of people end up causing for themselves is meeting an individual, sizing them up, determining that they like that individual, and then making a decision based on appearances. It's very important to check deeper than that. It's important to check not only credit, and there are several reporting services that you can use to check somebody's credit. You want to check their criminal background. If you put a person into your property who has a criminal record and they do some crime while they're in there or cause some harm to a neighbor, you could find yourself on the wrong end of a liability suit. So it's important to check your background check as far as criminal history. Employment. You want to make sure that they have good, stable employment. They've been working at the same job for over a year. The prospects for continued employment are good. You want to make sure that their income is such that they can afford to pay the rent on time. The last thing you want is somebody who's paying 50% of their income on housing expenses, because it's very difficult for them to maintain it. We require that a tenant have income, household income, could be from more than one source, of at least 3 times the monthly rent, to make sure that that's a minimum that they can afford the property that they're moving into. Then of course you want to interview previous landlords. You want to find out if they pay their rent on time, if there are any police visits to the property, if there were any complaints from the neighbors. You want to find out if there was any unlawful activity, complaints of cars coming and going at all times of the day or night, which could be indicative of a crime. And you want to make sure that they took good care of the property. Because there again, if you have somebody that's hard on your property, you're going to have a lot of extra expense, and it's going to reduce your bottom line profitability. We check other things as well. We check the sexual predators list, the FBI's most wanted list, and the National Terrorist Database. There are a lot of different things you can check on an individual to make sure that the person you're putting in that property is going to be appreciated by the neighbors and not become a problem for you down the road. And that's it for tenant selection and screening. Again, it's something you don't want to avoid. You don't want to take any shortcuts. This is one of the most critical factors in the success between a profitable investment or an unprofitable one, and a lot of nightmares, is the quality of the tenant that you're putting into your property. Because you're basically going to be having a relationship with that person for at least the next year. So don't skimp on that level. Thanks again. If you have any other questions, you can either give us a call or an email. You can check us out on our website at sarasotamanagement.com. We'd be happy to answer your questions any time of day or night. Thanks again.